The plan for painting this thing is to have all the gaps set perfectly. The door gaps, trunk lid gap, hood gaps. Then we're gonna take all that stuff back off and paint these jambs. And after the jambs are painted, we're gonna put all that stuff back on. The question is, how do you get the emblems on after you paint the complete exterior of the car? Those emblems are held on with speed nuts. I'm gonna conduct an experiment on this side today to see if I can get this emblem off without completely taking the fender off. So I'm getting ready to take off this lower fender nut, and with the door right at this angle, I can get my hand in there and get it all those speed nuts. Just barely, but I can. So that's gonna be the plan. So I got them with this 1/4" wrench. My forearm is just jammed in there to do it, especially that last one. But there's that speed nut. We're gonna get this front clip off tonight here. Here's the wiring harness. I'm kind of documenting this so I remember how this stuff goes. Let's do it. There's a plastic clip on the core support there. Looks like a ground right there. And she runs across the center with a couple more plastic clips. Over to that side. Try taking this nose off first before the fenders. We got these headlight buckets are all unscrewed.
This right there.
Got that headlight bucket? Plastic, you can fold it up there. Pull this wheel out of here. The buckets are all busted up. We've got the fenders off. I'm going to take this core support off in a minute here. I labeled every single bolt and the shims that it had for those fenders. So we have a starting place for our alignment when we put it back together. It seems like no matter how good you label these bags, you could always do a better job. I wonder if that's the original. See if you can pull that out of there.
This thing? I don't know, but she is stuck. Yeah.
It was all rusted out in our parts car, if you recall.
Yep. I can't get it out. And it's got an inch of rubber to get a screwdriver underneath it.
Pry bar. Alright, nice looking frame there. Oh, there's the bottom piece.
Now my hand's all full of dirt while I'm doing body work. Last time we worked on one of these, we had to rebuild everything on here. And this one's not even rusted. There's a little something right there.
This is the battery side here. I think it might be. It's snapped off, but I mean, it's not rusted through. That one on our parts car was terrible.
Well, we made it look like brand new.
You want to pressure wash this, but we got to get this sealed up first. We got bare metal everywhere. So we're going to work at getting them sealed up.
You should always change your rag joints if we're this far. Aren't you going to have this rebuilt or?
Yeah, I'm sending this box out to get it rebuilt so does the numbers matching steering box.
Sometimes you can improve it, make it more tight, like a 12-to-1. I don't know if you'd want that, where it only takes like 2 turns one way, 2 turns the other way.
Yeah, you can make it any ratio you want,
but this thing, my buddy had a power wagon. We were bombing through the field, and all of a sudden that broke. And the steering wheel's going around, and we're flying through the field, and then we had to drag it with my Jeep and pull his out, and then kick the wheels, and then pull it a little bit further, and the wheels would go the other way, and it was a long ride home.
I'm not going to bother changing the ratio One nice thing about these cars is you could steer them with one finger.
There's such a long wheelbase of mine. I would just go like this, and the back end would be out, and then it would come back slowly. My buddies that had Monzas and Mustangs, they'd be like, whoa, 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 and they spun out. And these cars are so long, you can take up the whole road and bring it back, and it was fun.
I'm gonna take all this crap out of the inside. The speedo cables coming right through here. Speedo cables coming out right here.
Oh.
Here, I'll feed it to you. Yeah, if the whole grommet comes out, that's fine. Yeah. Did the grommet come?
You don't know. It's dry though.
Yeah, just leave it for now.
Are you getting a whole body seal kit? So, if you end up calling Steel Rubber Products, and you tell them what kind of car you have, then they'll send you a whole magazine, just 73 volts. That's all it is. You can get whatever seals you want to buy, but it goes from the front to the back. Every rubber piece on your car, they make.
There's rubber everywhere. Look at this. This little flap here.
Yeah.
It's probably drained out there. This piece here is all sun faded and cracked. I already have a new one. Looks like it just clips on up here and one bolt right there. This bracket. Not sure what that held. Radio maybe? But this and this were coming up over the top. Part of the reason I'm going this crazy is, I mean, if you look at this insulation is just falling apart. I don't know if this is the gasket for it or what, but I think it is. That's just shot. So we go through that. I get this heater box off this deal. And looks like we got a bolt right here securing this harness. I don't know what's going on there. Look at that. I'm gonna label this engine side and see if I can pull it through. Let's look at these vacuum lines too here. Before I pull them up on through there. It was a pain getting everything out of there. Looks like we got a ground here. I'm just gonna take all these bolts off. See if we have a million leaves in there. Like we did the Javelin. It just fell off.
It's clean.
Clean as a whistle.
And there's a couple leaves down here. Not like the Javelin.
You can see the heater core is leaking in there. Is this, are there gaskets on here? There is. This one seems like it's in good shape yet, but look at that.
You want it to seal better?
You can see there's gasket material laying in the bottom there. So I'm sure we'll find some crummy ones in there somewhere. Another day here and another coat of Bondo. I'm gonna go back to the original plan of finishing all these body pieces, at least the ones that are loose on the floor, to get them out of our way. We'll put them in storage and then we'll go back to that tub. All this on the ground, I was stepping on it when I wasn't looking, but it's somewhat straightened. Kink here. Gotta do some more work to it. I want to get this fender roughed in. Same with these two pieces here. Maybe we'll paint this piece too before we stick it in storage. I don't know. We have a very limited amount of space to work with here. So we gotta constantly organize.
So you can see this taper has to come down. But when it got hit, it got buckled, and here's a high spot here. Here's a buckle here. This is depressed down. And this whole thing does this S shape. We did this on the last front end. And then when we put it on, then the door and the Bondo didn't match up on that one. So all this has to be taken in when these are mounted, and you got to get this curve here, this curve in here, And now we're gonna have this problem here, so we want it to look good.
And we're just gonna rough it in, and we're gonna refit everything once it's on the car.
Right. I like it when the guy said, oh yeah, you can tap that out pretty easily. In order to get this shape like this, and then this has to have this in there. It took a lot of beating to get this ready. But we're gonna get these all knocked down and in primer, and then we'll get them stored away because we got a problem with space here.